Kawan-kawan, saya sedang ada di Kampung Pekijing, Kampung Literasi, dan saya bertemu dengan William. Beliau adalah seorang guru dari Kanada, dan ini ada Teh Uswah dari Win Banten. Karena pertanyaannya ini nanti ditranslate, saya tidak begitu paham betul tentang bahasa Inggris, maka pertanyaan saya nanti jawabannya ditranslate oleh Teh Uswah. Baik, Mas William, saya ingin tahu kalau di Kanada jam sekolah itu mulai masuk jam berapa dan selesai atau pulang jam berapa untuk anak-anak usia SD, SMP, dan SMA.
Okay.
Sip, silakan.
Alright. The first question is about the education in Canada, in primary school, junior high school, and senior high school. What time does the class start?
Okay. So in Canada, we have a system which is federalism. Okay, it means that each province has their own education power. Okay.
Okay.
So for example, if you go to the province of Quebec,
Okay.
where I'm from, we have a different education system than the province of Ontario, which is right next to it. Okay.
Okay.
So my first element of answer is that it depends on the province. Okay. So and then I can only tell you about my province and my own experience because I'm not sure, but I think it also depends on the school.
Alright, you're right.
Yeah. So when I went to school, we would start around maybe like 8 a.m. or yeah, something like that. 8 a.m. I think 8 a.m. Now it's 9 a.m. I think.
Okay, it
Yeah.
depends.
Yeah, it really depends. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot of different rules. So yeah. What about in Indonesia? Is the same for everyone?
Hold on a
or-
second.
Ya, kayak gimana?
Oke, jadi di Kanada itu kan sistem pemerintahannya adalah federal. Jadi sistem federal itu setiap, kalau kita di provinsi ya, setiap state, setiap provinsi itu punya kebijakan pendidikan masing-masing. Ya, jadi makanya William tidak bisa menggambarkan seluruh Kanada, gitu ya. Tetapi beliau menceritakan pengalaman beliau ketika beliau sekolah, mulainya itu dari jam 8. Tapi sekarang mungkin ada jam 9 juga, dan kadang-kadang bahkan bergantung kepada kebijakan sekolah, bukan hanya kebijakan region tertentu.
Oke.
Gitu.
Iya. Jadi tidak bisa ditentukan.
Tidak
Ya.
bisa ditentukan karena
Oke.
punya power masing-masing. Itulah bedanya Kanada dengan kita. Gitu.
Oke.
Kalau di kita kan seragam ya, serempak.
Oke. William,
Yes.
di Indonesia itu terkenal sekali. Setiap ganti menteri pendidikan, maka setiap ganti menteri itu ganti kurikulum. Bagaimana kalau di Kanada?
Okay, William, it's about the curriculum. So in Indonesia, every time we change the Minister of Education, they will also change the curriculum, which is actually very hard to implement. Because like people, especially teachers, we get confused. We haven't even finished one curriculum and they keep changing it. What about in Canada? Does it apply the same?
Okay, that's a good question.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you. I wouldn't say it changes every time, okay, but there are some changes that can happen if the government changes. So if we have a new government, maybe they will try to put a new course, or they will remove one of the classes, and they will change it. So it can happen, but in general, I think that the change is more gradual. Okay.
So it's not like the curriculum.
No, it's
in
not.
general.
It's not the whole curriculum.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
may be
that's
like
good.
one or two courses or something like that, or it's gonna change a little bit. But they're not going to change the whole curriculum. Otherwise, people are gonna go crazy. Right?
Exactly,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Because in Canada, one of the thing is that you have to remember. At least in my province, we have very strong teacher unions. Okay, so the government cannot do what they want. They have to deal with the teachers'
Yeah.
unions. Otherwise, there might be a strike,
Yeah.
or there might be like some fights.
Some
There
chaos,
yes,
yeah.
there will be some chaos. So the government wants to always cater to the needs of the teachers, right? Yeah.
Wah, ini menarik sekali teman-teman. Jadi kalau di Kanada, kalau misalnya pergantian menteri, itu pergantiannya tidak mengganti kurikulum secara keseluruhan. Ya, jadi yang diganti itu misalnya beberapa mata pelajaran aja. Mungkin yang dianggap oh ini nih sudah tidak relevan gitu. Jadi kurikulum itu tidak pernah diganti. Kenapa? Karena kalau di Kanada setidaknya di provinsinya dia di Quebec ya, itu MGMP-nya, organisasi gurunya itu sangat kuat sekali. Jadi kalau misalnya diganti kurikulumnya kayak di kita ya, otomatis akan ada perlawanan. Karena yang kewalahan itu pasti gurunya dong, karena akan ada sesuatu yang baru lagi. Jadi makanya pemerintah tidak berani ya, tidak bisa untuk mengganti kurikulum secara keseluruhan karena bakal berhadapan dengan para guru ini. Bagus juga teman-teman.
Oke ya. Bisa masih lanjut, masih bisa lanjut gitu. Oke, William, saya mau bertanya lagi. William, di Indonesia itu ada namanya guru swasta dan ada namanya guru negeri. Bagaimana di Kanada? Apakah ada swasta? Apakah ada guru negeri juga? Gimana Teh?
Yeah. So William, like in Indonesia, we have the teachers who are civil servants. It means that they are government workers, right? And then we have like some honorary or like freelancer teachers. Do you have that kind of teachers in your country? Like if you get confused, like this civil servant, of course they get paid by the government, but these like freelancer teachers, they get paid by the institution where they work or where they teach.
Yeah, okay. So basically we have two kinds of schools, okay? We have the private school and we have the public school. So the public school is financed by the government, and the teachers who work there, they are only public servants. Okay, you cannot work in a public school unless if you are not a public servant, right? You are employed by the government.
Yep.
Yeah, but if you work for a private school, then you are not a public servant, right? You are hired by the private school.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. But the thing is that there are some regulations that you have to follow if you want to work as a teacher. You need to have some qualification, right? And so another thing is that some people will choose not to send their kids to school. So they want to give the education to their children by themselves, right? So that's what we call homeschooling.
Yeah, the homeschooling.
Yeah, and that's also okay. However, they need to follow the curriculum from the government. If you are in a private school or if you are in a public school, you still need to follow the curriculum of the government, right? Even if you are homeschooling your kids, because they're going to have to pass the same exams in all of the schools and also at home. And yeah, so that's my answer. Does it make sense?
Ya, sure.
Oke, gimana?
Jadi teman-teman, basically sama ya dengan di Indonesia. Jadi di Kanada itu ada sekolah negeri sama ada sekolah swasta. Nah bedanya kalau orang-orang yang di sekolah negeri itu harus PNS. Jadi orang yang mengajar di sekolah negeri itu tidak boleh kalau bukan PNS. Jadi otomatis digaji sama negara.
Ya.
Nah kalau misalnya yang ngajar di sekolah swasta itu kayak honorer gitu, freelancer gitu, dan itu digajinya ya sama yayasan gitu ya, institusi di mana mereka mengajar sama lah basically. Dan beberapa orang yang tidak mau mengirimkan anak-anak mereka ke sekolah, ya mereka bisa pakai sistem homeschooling. Tetapi si ketiga sistem pendidikan ini, the public school and the private school and the homeschooling, ini harus mengikuti kurikulum dari pemerintah. Kurikulumnya akan tetap sama, karena pada akhirnya bahkan yang di homeschoolingkan pun itu harus lihat bagaimana aku tidak terganggu. Lanjut. Ya. Jadi karena pada akhirnya yang homeschooling pun itu harus melaksanakan tes, ya tesnya sama, assessmentnya juga sama, makanya kurikulumnya harus sama.
Oke.
Gitu.
Terakhir.
Delas.
Terakhir. Pak William.
Yes.
Kalau gaji guru di Kanada kecilnya berapa dan besarnya berapa?
This is very interesting. William, about the salary of teachers or educators in Canada. How much is the minimum and how much is the maximum revenue for being a teacher in Canada?
I'm sorry, I will go.
Banyak
Oh,
iklan ya
okay.
Pak.
Iklan.
Once again, it depends on the province,
Okay.
right? Because each province have their own regulation about education. However, I would say that the salary of the teachers usually is quite good. It's, I mean, I don't want to say anything crazy because I don't know
Exactly, right? I know, I know, I know.
the salary, but I think that it's like higher than the average salary, you know.
Oh.
So the thing is, the teachers, as I told you, they are very well organized. And right recently in my province, they had a strike. So because of the salary, they wanted to have the better working conditions and they wanted to have the better salary. So they organized a strike, and I think they got some good results.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and like usually that's what happens when the salary doesn't follow the national average, because they will often say like, okay, like we can compare with the regions around here,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
salaries
yeah.
in Ontario are higher. Why, you know? And then
Yeah.
there's some kind of adjustment like that. And yeah, I think the salary is okay, but I don't want to make any enemies of my teacher friends. Okay, so I know that like also it's not an easy job, right?
Yeah, you're
And
right.
there's a lot of burnout.
Yeah.
There's a lot of burnout in the teacher, so it's I think they deserve to have the high salary.
Exactly,
It's a very
exactly.
difficult job, yeah.
Jadi
Gimana?
teman-teman lagi-lagi perihal tentang gaji ya, gaji guru itu akan bergantung kepada region masing-masing atau provinsi masing-masing. Tetapi pada umumnya yang William tahu itu di Kanada itu dibayar besar lah ya,
Besar.
gitu. Karena di sana itu tadi itu persatuan gurunya kuat. Jadi belum lama ini ada perlawanan, kalau kata kita demonstrasi lah ya, guru-guru menuntut gaji yang lebih besar. Ya, karena tentu saja mereka punya data. Jadi gaji yang dituntut itu misalnya kenapa di Ontario itu lebih besar. Nah, dan ternyata ketika mereka mengadakan demonstrasi seperti itu langsung dikabulkan dan sekarang mereka mendapatkan gaji yang lebih besar, artinya yang pantas. Dan memang harus diapresiasi karena pekerjaan guru ini tidak mudah. Karena banyak guru-guru juga yang mengalami burnout ya, kecapean, kelelahan gitu ya. Dan memang pantas sekali kalau guru itu appreciated atau diapresiasi keberadaannya dan kontribusinya terhadap negara gitu.
Oke, ya. Terima kasih Mr. William, thank you atas informasinya. Mbak Uswa, terima kasih
Terima
atas
kasih.
translatornya.
Sama-sama.
Jangan lupa like, komen, dan subscribe.
Sampai jumpa.
Sampai jumpa.